Guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Portia. You can call me Porsh, and yeah, we're just going to get started into the new video. So today what we're going to be doing is we're actually just going to be doing like a really plain, simple, to the point, get ready with me. Yeah, because I have to go to work. And most of you do not know, I don't think I've ever said this on a video before, but I am a waitress, I am a server. So I just thought it would be really cool to do a video about, while getting ready for work, talking about what it's like being a server. So a few of you, I did like a poll on Instagram last night, and if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you can follow me. It's going to be down below. It might be somewhere on this video, I'm not sure, but yeah, so follow me. And I did like kind of like a question, and it's like, what was something that you weren't expecting before you became a waitress or a waiter or a server, or just in any form of the restaurant business or hospitality? So I got a lot of funny answers because a lot of my friends are fellow servers and waitresses and waiters, and all the stuff that they said was pretty funny. But yeah, so I have my iPad here. I'm just going to, so I can keep track and I don't get distracted. So yeah, we're just going to just get started. As you can see, my hair is like super frizzy because I just got out of the shower, but I put it in a half up, half down. It's like frizzy but curly, but not I don't know. It's doing its own thing. I'm letting it do its own thing. So whatever. It's nice enough for work. First things first, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff when it comes to the restaurant business and serving and all the other stuff. And yes, tipping is going to be one of them because it's important, guys. You need to, like, tipping is a thing. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. And like, I know I'm probably going to get some comments that people are going to be like,
well, if you expect to get tipped, you should get a different job.
The restaurant should just pay you should just pay you like a normal wage.
You guys, first of all, fun fact, some people actually like being a waiter. Shocker. Like, people actually like their jobs. Like, I don't hate being a server. Obviously, it's not my dream career or my dream job, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And just because we complain about our job, or just because we complain about someone being courteous and leaving a sizable tip, is not like us hating our jobs or needing to go out and find a better job. Like, that's not a thing. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go in with Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Suede. And to be honest with you guys, this is literally just for the sake of the video. I do not put on foundation or any type of like cover up when I go to work. Especially the job that I'm about to go to. I waitress at 2 restaurants. And this is kind of the one where I'm just like, I don't care if I look like, I don't know, a human being. I should honestly care like how I look, but yeah, this is one of those. But, and I'm also sorry if the lighting looks trash, but it's super gloomy outside, so I'm not really getting any light from there, and so I had to turn on like all the lights in the living room, and I don't think that is going to be enough light either. But yeah, we're gonna make it do. We're gonna make it work. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is end times. So if you're friends with a server or something and you're hanging out with them and they always say, and you ask them what time they're getting off of work and they're just like, you know, I'm not really sure, it's going to be around this time-ish, there's a reason why we say ish. Like, because you honestly never really know when you are going to leave when you work in a restaurant as a server. How it's normally set up is it can go two different ways. So you have the opener, so the person that comes in first, and then you have somebody else that comes in after them. Maybe it might be one other person, or it might be 3 other people that come in after them. So there's 2 ways you can do it. Now you can cut according to how the traffic and the volume of the restaurant is going. So if it's like super slow, then maybe they'll start cutting people or letting people go home. Or if it's really busy, no one's going home. So that's just kind of like how the setup is. Another thing that you can do as well, and it's called, or that restaurants do, and it's called, why is someone screaming? Like, really? I live in the hood, y'all, I'm sorry. Now, with phasing, what that is once again, it just goes off of the volume of the restaurant. So, depending on how many reservations or how many, what am I looking for? I need to do my eyebrows. Depending on, what am I looking for, you guys? I can't multitask to save my life, which is funny because the main thing about being a server is multitasking. But yeah, so I'm going in with my eyebrows. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills in chocolate. The dip, not the dip. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what this is. So depending on how many reservations you have at that point in time, say you have all your reservations start at like 5 and they start to kind of die down, peel off, and slow down at like 8. So you will probably phase at 8. Or if it's a slower day and you know the reservations die down at 7, they never die down at 7. So say if there's 100 reservations on the books, they're not going to cut anyone or phase anyone until there's no reservations left, or if there's like maybe 5 reservations left. Like they're not going to cut anybody, just because, you know, you have those reservations on top of you have people that come in without reservations, and you just have to accommodate for, you just have to be prepared for any and everything. You finally do cut, you then begin your side work. So unfortunately, we don't get the luxury, well, servers don't get the luxury of when it's time for them to go, it's time for them to go. You can ask anyone, any server, and they'll probably say side work is like their worst thing. Now, I can't really tell you what side work consists of, because once again, it varies every restaurant. Every restaurant is different. So some restaurants might have more side work than others. It kind of depends on what that restaurant considers side work and what they actually consider like is what the busboy's job is, and so on and so forth. So side work can be a number of things. Now I know for a fact that it's pretty universal for all servers is rolling silverware. 100%. That's pretty universal. No matter what tier of restaurant that you're working at, no matter what type of side work that you have to do, rolling silverware, unless you don't have silverware, because there are some restaurants that it's just like, we have burgers, we have sandwiches, we don't really need silverware. Like, they have silverware available, but it's not, we don't use it. So rolling silverware is one, and that's always up for debate. So sometimes you roll just a certain amount, like they'll tell you how many that you have to roll, and then you roll that amount and you get signed out, bada bing bada boom. Or sometimes you might have to roll all the silverware that's there, and that's just the luck of the draw, because it's either, it could be like a little bit of silverware and you'll just be like, okay, I could do this really quick, boom, it's done. Or it can be a whole bunch and you'll just be stuck rolling that silverware, and there's no one that can, I mean, there would eventually probably be somebody that will come and help you, depending on if they got cut as well, or you would just have to suck it up and do it yourself. Another thing is putting back glassware. So when you take it to the back and then get the glassware cleaned, then you would essentially just take it back and then put it normally wherever it is, so it'll be ready for the next server to use for our guests. The restaurant has a lot of condiments or sauces or something like that. It might be something like you have to refill the sauces, or make sure the condiments are full, or make sure there's enough napkins in the dispenser, or dumping coffee or remaking coffee or dumping tea. It just kind of depends. So yeah, and everybody's like, all of that takes an hour. Yes, when you have to do each of that, when you have to do like 3, 4, 5 of those things, and you might still have tables at the same exact time. So you can't just focus solely on those things. You have to focus on your tables as well. You get cut and you have a table, depending on if they had just sat that table, or if you have had that table for a while, it might be good if you've had it for a while, because that way, they're probably finishing up eating and you can drop the check and then you can just finish your stuff and leave. But if you just got sat and then they cut you, you're probably going to be there for at least another hour, on top of at least another hour and a half, 2 hours actually, because you would say the most typical dining experience is going to be an hour. Typical. Now, it can be way shorter than that. It can be way longer than that. But the most typical experience is an hour to an hour and a half. Now I'm going to go in with mascara. This is brand new. Oh, I'm so excited. This is the Voluminous Mascara L'Oreal. That was backwards, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, this is in Carbon Black. It's my favorite drugstore mascara. I've used this mascara for years. Oh, you know how you open up a fresh mascara and it's just so creamy? Like life. Moving up is very easy and very easy and pretty fast thing that you can do, as long as you're good at your job, and as long as you know what you're doing, and as long as the managers find you reliable. If you're in the restaurant business solely because you want to be in hospitality, whether it's restaurant management or hotel management or event management or something, or like serving or just working in a restaurant in general is just a stepping stone for what you actually want to do in your career. If you want to do something else other than what you're actually doing in a restaurant, you can do that too. Restaurants love to cross train. And that's a beautiful thing if you're able to cross train, because that just shows that you're versatile and that you can do anything that they throw at you, essentially. So one of the first restaurants that I worked in, I actually started off as a host, and that was my first restaurant job ever. When I was working at that restaurant, I just moved up from there. So then I started working with like to-go orders, and then I started working on the floor. And one thing that people aren't going to learn, or one thing that you're going to realize, unless you just pick up on it really, really fast, because a lot of people do. I wasn't one of those people. Your first serving job, you're going to suck. You're going to be that bad server. Not because you're not paying attention to someone, or not because you don't care about what type of service you're providing. It's just a learning curve. Like, honestly, it's literally just a learning curve. So if you're starting off and like everything is going wrong, just relax, because everybody goes through it. Like, literally everybody goes through it. So some of the last things that I want to talk to you guys about, and that is tipping, as well as why tipping is such a big deal. Oh my gosh, my foot just caught a cramp. I can't feel it. Oh my god. In olden days, when you would go to a restaurant and tip someone, you would leave a couple dollars and call it a day. This is not the 90s anymore, you guys. So now tipping normally goes on a percentage scale, roughly depending on, so by percentage scale, I mean roughly depending on the type of service that you feel like you received. And be honest, you guys, don't say that you got horrible service when you really got immaculate service, because you don't want to tip them more than you want to. 20 is like, that's all we ask. And honestly, a lot of people are like, 20%? Oh my God, like that's so much money. It's really not, you guys. Depending on your check average, it's honestly not that much money. If it's a $20 check, it's $5. $5. Like, honestly, it's just it. So roughly, if you look at it as everything all together, you're walking out of a restaurant and spending $25. One thing I'm going to tell you, because it's such a big deal, and people are like, well, I don't understand why people think that we're trying to make money off of you or scam you, or I don't know why people think this, because this is literally our livelihoods, but no one's trying to scam anyone. It's just common courtesy. We're providing a service that you wouldn't normally get if you were at home. When you're at home, you have to cook your food, and you put it on a plate, and then you eat it, and then you have to wash the dishes and put it away and get your own drink and so on and so forth. But when you are at a restaurant, someone is doing all those things for you. Literally all of those things for you. So it's more of a consideration of gratitude than anything. And then on top of that, the money that we do get tipped, you guys, we don't walk out with all of that money. Well, where's the money going if you're not walking out with all of it? We have to tip out people, or we have to tip out other people as well. Because just like when you guys come to a restaurant and we serve you, we're providing a service, there's other people in that restaurant who are providing a service to the servers that we retrospectively don't have time to do. So when you have bussers, when they're bussing your tables, we have to tip them out. And then the bartender who's making your drinks, we have to tip them out. And then last but not least, you have the house, which you don't necessarily tip out the house, but there's a lot of money that you have to give to the house depending on if you got paid in cash or if you paid in card. Oh, and as you see, I'm going in with my Fenty bronzer and Cocoa Naughty. So with that being said, tip your waiters and waitresses, you guys. Please and thanks. One thing I don't think a lot of people realize is when a server is serving your table, it's not just your table. We are serving 5, sometimes 6 tables at a time, and it might not look like we're busy, but we're busy. The thing about being a server is just multitasking and just trying to make sure that you don't, not necessarily not spend enough time with enough people or with the people at your table, but just be able to juggle that amount of time, because you don't really want to talk to them forever, but you also don't want to make them feel like you're rushing them and just like, okay, let's do this and let's order this and let's do this. But you do have to keep a pace. You do have to keep a pace in order to flip your tables. You do have to keep a pace in order to, you know, have other people get up so other people can sit down. There is definitely a method to the madness. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I know I was rambling a lot. I took notes and I still feel like I was rambling, so we'll see how this video turns out. I'm going in with this Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush, and it is in the color Party, or Party, that's what it says. So yeah, and then it's just kind of like this pinky mauve color that I like. Let's see how it looks. Oh, this is really pink. I don't know about that. Y'all, that's pink. That is like baby pink. Okay guys, so my camera cut out, so you didn't see like the finishing touches, but it's totally cool. This is what I came up with. This is the final look. I don't know if I'm filling this lip or not. I might change it. But with that being said, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like it and comment down below if you want to see more videos of me rambling about what it's like to be a server. Yeah, so with that being said, till next time, guys. Bye.